The myth of American capitalism. Many in America, it would have seen, or would appear, by their comments on YouTube, they imagine America is a capitalist system. Well, in actual fact, it is and it isn't. It's best described as a corporate welfare system, because most of the corporations in America, as they are in many other places in the world, like Australia, they're on welfare. And it's a financial system, it's a fiat system. There's money is handed out from financiers who then favour some over others, and profits are generated for those most favoured, regardless whether that's good or bad for society. When society loses and it creates massive unemployment, disruption, homelessness, and things like that, it is seen as that you have failed because of some fault of your own. But in fact, because the wealth that in power that's generated to the few through this corporate welfare system, it's actually a Roman system. If anyone understands their history at all, it's exactly a Roman system, not a modern financial system or capitalist system, which would be based on the moral philosophies of Adam Smith, which would then protect the poor people or the less well-off people, and in fact would protect society when it needs to the basic needs of essential services like health, transport, and all those things would be more affordable in a more compassionate and morally guided capitalism than the one that's taken America to the brink of rack and ruin. America is basically, in other words, has consumed itself almost to the brink of its extinction as a going concern because of the amount of debt accumulated for all the society to pay that then rewards those who are favoured by the financiers with ever more and more wealth. Because of the very simple-minded idea or corporate law or rule that if you do not make a profit, you are fired at the end of the year. And this rule alone means it becomes a dog-eat-dog situation, a law of the jungle system, not a democratic system. And the compensation for that law of the jungle, the massive amount of loss to society that has caused and is causing and will continue to cause if it continues this way, is all the homelessness, the massive amount of crime, the lack of moral guidance from the politics. And this is the thing it gets down to when you look at it from say, you're looking at it from another planet. You would have to say places like planet Earth lack leadership because the direction it's going, which is to seem to be self-destructive in every way, cannot be said to have a place that has any leadership that is driven by altruistic wisdom. Although, yes, that may be seen as a weakness by some, but also if it guides humans to a less consumer society, a more holistic society, a more natural society, a more balanced society between what is morally right and what capital gain you need to sustain an economy. That is a sort of leadership that is missing on planet Earth at this time. No one could say America is a leader when it's failing to do its own job and look after its own society in a way that is conducive to that society cooperating towards a better end for America. America is dividing itself across all various reasons. It's got people with a rational fear of losing their mortgages and rents, now mixing with people with all sorts of other fears because of one thing or the other, education, whatever, a philosophy on the one side or politics or another, and combining now against people who are afraid of the vaccine. So there's further divisions causing in America. And now this is said to be leadership in any way whatsoever, when it's so destructive. Well, it's leadership in a way if you're leading humanity to destruction. But it's not leadership in any way that creates hope for humanity. If the only hope is the end of an injection or a vaccination, or the only hope is to go along with the collective and what it says, or else you are out of a job, or if your politics disagrees with someone in the office you work and you're out of a job, that is not a progressive society. That is one that is regressing. So when it all gets to do with who will make the profit, all about who's going to get the profits and who gets profits out of what all the politicians favour at the time, which side of politics favours whom. And they both probably favour the same people. And it's all the financiers then, they always get the return no matter how society loses, no matter how much society loses, no matter the chaos in society, the financiers lose. And because of that, the finances win, and society loses. I do apologise for that. Slip up of the tongue. Nonetheless, the point is made. If society is just meant to lose because of policy doesn't have any moral guidance as such, or philosophy about it, that can be discussed openly. Because someone will be offended. Then there's no philosophy at all, just collectivism. And I don't know how that has ever worked through our history. It only served the leaders, and in the end, it fails the society. And that's a very sad thing indeed. So America is not a capitalist system or a democracy as such. And it should not stand proud and brag about itself compared with China or anywhere else until it gets its own act in order. The fact that Xi Jinping is taxing the very, very wealthy, and that says, well, that makes him a communist. No, actually, that makes him an accountant, not an economist. Not a communist. That makes him someone who can work out how to run an economy, not just give in to the high flyers and the financiers and the favourite ones. Thank you.